Why'd you go live?
Right.
All right. Well, we are now live.
Why'd you
so
go
my
live?
my question really is, in the Smash Brothers Ultimate trailer, why was nobody eating any ass? It truly is just a baffling decision. There's a piranha plant in the game, but nobody ate an ass during the entire trailer. I mean,
I don't think
come
they
on,
showed
Sakurai.
I mean, I'm hoping that's one of we've seen a lot of the items. We haven't seen all of the food specific items, so I hope they include
Just a
Chinese
big
rice
ass.
ball, bananas, ass.
I was thinking more along the lines of new boss in the adventure mode. Like you got Master Hand, you got Crazy Hand, now you got Master Ass,
Master ass,
And,
and then next, and then
possibly-
crazy ass.
possibly Crazy Ass.
They call me Master Ass.
Yeah, I know they do.
Now I'm just
Oh,
imagining
God.
Ass,
Master Hand, Crazy Hand kind of descend and then grab a hold of the glowing orb and slightly pull it apart.
Oh yeah, God.
Master
All right,
Ass.
we could write it.
God.
Just an ass that looks like a white glove. And you just have to eat the shit out of it. I mean, you know what I mean.
So would that just be an ass with a slight ring around the edges of the thighs just to give it that cartoon glove feel?
Yeah, and some stitching. Good.
You guys.
You. It's good to be back.
Somehow we've got to figure out how to bring in Smash Ultimate into the discussion so we can name the episode Master Ass.
Are there any robots?
Maybe.
Rob is a robot.
Rob's a robot.
He is. Batman's a scientist.
It's not Batman.
Good stuff. Johnny, never go away again. You had a really busy week, man.
I've had a busy couple weeks.
And make sure when you leave your notes that they're not confusing.
That will be addressed immediately upon the start of the show,
Yeah.
just so you know.
He said keeping up with appearances.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, you guys are committed to. Oh, I need to pull up my soundboard. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, do it, soundboard boy.
Damn it.
That was almost a severe, damn it, John.
Where's my soundboard? There you are. I need to just keep this shit in alphabetical order so I can find it faster.
It's so weird to hear you say Jesus because I imagine you making the Jerry. Oh, jeez.
Oh, guys. Oh, jeez.
We really got to bring back the podcast.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got a lot of stuff we need to do and bring back.
We got a lot of stuff we need to bring back and a lot of stuff we need to start.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff we need to finish. End of GTT.
No.
Welcome to our final episode.
It was decided just now.
John Regan's the absurd monarch. We all just said, fuck it.
There we go. I got my soundboard up. Let me give this a quick test here.
If anybody's allowed to cancel the show, it's done.
Okay.
That's
You
true,
guys-
maybe that's it. John decides to cancel the show because he's on top and he'll never get there again.
Quit while you're ahead, man.
What?
Quit when you're up.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, sorry.
He learned that in
Mumble.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You ready to start the show?
Very ready.
All
Yes,
right.
please.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to Game That Tune.
Oh, yeah. What is going on, everybody? It is Game That Tune back in the house once again. For our live viewers, it's the special Thursday night edition of Game That Tune. We're happy to be with you. Thank you for joining us. It's your boy John Harrington here. We got Jesse Moore with us. Say hey.
Hey.
We got David Fleming. Say hey.
Hey.
And back from his show-breaking disappearance, Mr. Professional, who we can't do without. It's John Regan. Say hey. What's going on, Johnny?
Hey, not too much, man. I'm back from my conference.
Yeah. So for people that follow the show closely, when you were gone, we received a note from you about a possible mixtape to put in the podcast feed in the place of the live show that didn't exist. And David and I just couldn't make sense of that, man. So where tell us about your conference. How'd it go?
Well, it went pretty well. I had I learned a good amount of things. I had a good time.
Where did you go?
Oh, I went to Las Vegas, Nevada.
Okay.
Did you happen to encounter any bullfighters?
I may have. I did go to a Cirque du Soleil show, and all kinds of things happened in there. Half of it I don't understand what it is, so they very well could have been fighting bull.
Were you
Okay.
on Ether?
If you were going to encounter a real world version of Vega anywhere, I think Cirque du Soleil makes as much sense as anything. But yeah, so you left us that note, and I thought it was Vegas theme, but David seemed to think it was.
I was under the impression it was Vega's theme.
Yeah. So Johnny, can you possibly provide some clarification on what we were supposed to do in your absence last week?
Yeah. So here's the thing. I mean, as you guys know, I'm sure. My handwriting is notoriously terrible.
He's
And
right.
You guys actually misread the note. It's actually supposed to be, I have it written down here. I have the original note I wrote here so that I can pull it up. And I can see how you can mistake that for like Vegas, or Vegas. It was actually vegan theme is what it's supposed to be. I wanted to have a mixtape about games where you don't harm animals.
Son of a
games.
fuck.
God, no. Damn it.
Oh!
All pacifist run mixtape.
You thought you could convey that in 2 words in your handwriting?
In hindsight, it wasn't a great choice.
Gamble.
Yeah. Whatever, man. That
What an
I
oddly
don't think.
specific choice for a mixtape, too.
Yeah, and games in which you don't harm animals. So like no games ever.
No, there's plenty of games where you play
Tetris.
as maybe a robot, and
But
maybe you're fighting other robots.
Speaking of which, if you're just joining us here on Game That Tune, what we do around here is we listen to video game music. We've each brought 3 songs from a game. We try and guess each other's games based on the songs. A little bit of trivia. We goof off. We have fun. We talk a lot of nonsense, as you can see. And the winner gets to pick a theme for the next episode and play a bonus tune. And David Fleming was our winner last week, or whenever we last recorded. And David, what was that theme you picked for tonight's episode?
Well, it's interesting that Johnny brought that up because that's an incredible segue to the theme. The theme is games with robots.
Yes, vegan games, if you no wait, games with robots. definitely a more real theme. It's a great theme. Surprising, quite frankly, that it hasn't been a theme yet on our show because robots and games kind of go hand in hand. And I don't know of many, even games with robots. Like, how many games with robots really don't have you killing animals anyway? Like, you kill so many robot animals in the Mega Man series. Like,
I was gonna say, are we including like organic animals or robot animals?
Strictly
I don't know,
organic.
man. It raises a lot of questions. Like, are these animals turned into robots? Are they robot versions of animals? I don't know. It's a gray area, but I don't think they're
Are
vegan.
they animals inside robots?
In the
Good
case
question.
of Sonic the
Animals
Hedgehog.
piloting small robots.
In the case
I
of
feel
Sonic
like
the
this is the
Hedgehog.
point where we need Janet from The Good Place to clarify. It's like, yeah, you're killing tons of animals. Animal robots, not an animal.
Not an animal. But anyway, yeah, so I think we got a great show tonight. We got a great theme, great tunes, good fan request. And Johnny, I think let's just make sure your soundboard's still working. Let's get you back in the swing of things and start with game 1.
All right.
Game 1.
So, trivia on this one. This game and its direct sequel feature the only appearances of the Robo version of which character? All right, everybody, feeling good, feeling great.
Not feeling good.
As everybody shows me confirmed answers, I will of course reveal the answer to the trivia.
That would require writing down an answer first.
Yes, exactly. That's why I won't reveal the trivia answer until I know you've written down an answer. I like to make this one hard to start the night off. Quite frankly, I wasn't expecting.
Well, it's good to know I'm getting it wrong.
Wasn't expecting to lead off the show with this game, the first ever appearance of course, Robo Mario. So Jesse says Robo Dance Off, which is incorrect. John says Robot Radical Rex, which is also incorrect. And David says Super Mario Advance, which sadly does not feature Robo Mario. No, there are only 2 games that feature Robo Mario.
Is this
and you
Mario versus Donkey Kong?
Oh, man, it's not.
Oh.
You might be surprised to learn that this is Mario Kart Arcade GP.
Oh.
Yeah.
I played so much of that on my home
Haven't
consoles.
we all played so much Mario Kart Arcade GP and its sequel, Mario Kart Arcade GP 2?
I must have put like
that's the
3
sequel.
quarters in that thing.
Yeah. I don't think that gets you a full race.
I was going to say, that sucks. 'Cause
Exactly.
you don't get to play at that. You need that 4th quarter, man.
Walk away sad.
Oh, man.
Because
Yeah.
I have actually played Mario Kart Arcade GP, and I don't recall a Robo Mario in it. I do recall Pac-Man in it for some
Pac-Man.
utterly arbitrary reason.
Well, the arbitrary reason being that Namco made the game.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So Mario Kart Arcade GP is also the first crossover appearance between Mario and Pac-Man. Also Mrs. Pac-Man and Blinky the Ghost. But yeah, Robo Mario is like a challenge boss in fucking Mario Kart Arcade GP. Like if somebody is able and willing to play that game enough to get to like the Rainbow Road Challenge map, they get a race against the one and only Robo Mario. And frankly, it looks kind of fun and cute, and I kind of wish he had been in Mario Kart. Related trivia. Instead of the Mario M on his hat, what emblem do you think Robo Mario has on his hat? Think Nintendo mid 2000s.
Well, originally I was going to say an R, but now I'm kind of thinking a wrench.
Nope.
A gear?
Nope. It's
Or an E?
It's the logo for Professor Egad from Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah, because Egad made him, right?
Yeah. Egad built Robo Mario to race you in Mario Kart Arcade.
Is
fun
it
little
canon?
Mario trivia. I don't know that it is canon. It really should be. Like Professor Egad's way more canon than Robo Mario at this point. Like, why hasn't Robo Mario shown back up as like part of the Mario Party series or something? Like,
Or maybe he'll be in Luigi's
Why
Mansion
hasn't
3.
Egad shown up in?
well,
Like, Egad should be in a Mario Kart game.
yeah, he should. I think he's always just working behind the scenes, making silly things. I feel like he's in like I said, like Mario Party stuff, and I don't know. It's probably in one of those Mario and Luigi games at some point. But anyway, man, I bet we all had a blast playing Mario Kart Arcade GP that one time we saw it in the arcade and gave it $1, right? Like, that's everybody's story with this, isn't it?
It really does look like a fun arcade game, and I wish that it got some kind of home port. And I understand this; it's probably complicated because it was like a joint effort with Nintendo and Namco, and that licensing's probably a little bit bananas.
I guess, but I mean, Pac-Man eventually showed up in fucking Smash Brothers, so like, I don't know, the licensing's getting in the way. I think it might just be that it's kind of a mediocre arcade Mario Kart. Like, you port this to home consoles, you end up with like the N64 version of Cruisin' USA. Like, yeah, what's the point?
They could
The
take
one
a
thing
few.
that I do remember about it,
Whoa.
Go, David.
the one thing that I do remember that was fun about it, is you could take a picture of your face and then superimpose like Mario character features on it depending on who you play as. So I selected Wario, so it was my face with like Wario's cap and the giant lightning mustache, and that was silly and fun.
I like that fun, silly element. However, I do believe the racing version or the racing part of the game is pretty fucking rudimentary. Like, it's pretty stripped down, kind of basic Mario Kart. But Johnny, what were you going to say?
Well, I was going to say, like, make a collection of some Mario Kart games, right?
Yeah.
And put it on that. So that way it's not so disappointing when it's not that great, because it came with like Mario Kart 64 and Super Nintendo Mario Kart and, Double Dash. Just put it on one disc, re-release it on a modern console, boom, 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 done.
Frankly, actually, I don't know why since Mario Kart with like retro courses has become in fashion that they haven't thrown some kind of reference its way. Like, just have one of the courses from the game in Mario Kart 8 or something like that. But I think, again, it might be because it's kind of basic. Like, the courses are pretty simple, but like, I played this game once and I read about it a lot for using it on the show, and it's got some good ideas that actually would be kind of fun to see in like newer Mario Kart games. Like, anybody have a guess on how many items there are in Mario Kart Arcade GP?
40.
Oh, there's like a fuck ton.
Yes, there is a fuck ton. Jesse, you got a guess?
42.
David, just give us a number.
What's a quantifiable amount of fuck ton? Isn't there like 45 or something like that?
Yeah, that's good. You should double it. 93.
What?
Yeah. It's fucking crazy. There's a bunch of weird items that make their first appearance and don't show up and are somewhat like Namco specific, maybe. But then every character gets 4 or 5 special items, and you can like unlock them. And eventually, I don't know how you do this exactly with the arcade version, but like eventually you can like set like special items like loadouts and things like that. Like Wario's special item for this race will be the fucking giant Wario fist. And like, if you get the special box, you get to fucking do like the punch glove fist to somebody. Or like, his version of invincibility is him driving like the purple Wario Cadillac or whatever, that kind of thing. Like,
yeah, that's
so
awesome.
Like, everybody gets custom items, which David, I know you love that from Double Dash.
I was gonna say, I wish that came back.
Yeah, like, think of the incentive to keep on playing like current Mario Kart games if you were unlocking more special items for every character, and you could like select one for for like certain races. Like, I think that'd be pretty fucking fun.
Yeah.
You could get like a launch star for Rosalina that just shoots you into the lead as a speed boost. You could get like fucking God, who was in? I'm trying to think of like what special item Isabelle would get.
Oh, that's I don't know. She get a bunch of paperwork or something that like shoots like a smoke screen, like a paper trail on top of other people,
or like a giant like boulder she could leave behind of like bells.
Yes.
Or like
she just drop a tree that you would have to bump into.
Like her cart gets surrounded by like party poppers that are just firing constantly and like knock people off course.
Yes, excellent. But yeah, I think that's a really cool idea. And then like the game got criticized for having not enough like courses. There's only 6 like levels in the game. But what the game did with the levels was they like modified them slightly for like 4 races or whatever. So there's like a Mario Cup, which is set at the beach. There's a Donkey Kong Cup that's like at the jungle. Wario, his thing actually takes place in Diamond City, which is Wario Cannon.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Wow.
And then like so the first race is just like first race on the Mario Cup is just like a simple figure 8 loop or whatever. But then like if you get like to the next race, like the turns are different. Like they put up new barriers, like it's a fucking like a Grand Prix race or whatever. And then like if you get to the third cup, then like you turn and go completely off road, so you're going more on the beach than on the track, that kind of thing. So I was thinking, I'm like, man, like why aren't there? We've seen it in like Sonic and All Stars Racing, like fucking transforming courses is one thing, but like what about just having like different variations of the courses as you progress through the game? Like that's something so easy, and yet it would enhance the replayability of new Mario Kart games very greatly.
No, that'd
All
be
you gotta do is
awesome.
add some new ramps or some boost strips or something. Like just change the fucking like level. Just imagine like Baby Park in the new Mario Kart, but there's like fucking more boost strips added in, so it just goes extra crazy if you're on like the highest level or something. Like there are good ideas in this shitty arcade Mario Kart game that really should be like re-explored for newer games. I don't get it, man. It's weird because the main criticism of this is that it's fucking expensive. Like,
yeah.
What's the reason that you play an arcade racing game? You play to win, baby. And what happens when you win an arcade racing game?
You keep going?
You get to keep playing.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. Except in Mario Kart Arcade GP, where you win, and guess what? You pay again.
Aw.
What?
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
What?
I guess
If you win, you get to progress to the next thing, like the different course or whatever, but you got to put another fucking $1 in. That's the main criticism of this
Fuck
fucking game.
that.
Fuck
It's
this game.
fucked, man.
Aw.
Yeah.
Fuck every bit of it.
Yeah,
It
the
made
whole-
me remember why I fucking played the game only once, because it's like, well, okay, cool. That was that. That took a long time. I'm surprised I took my picture just to play one race, but I'm gonna leave now and go play something else.
Yeah, man, it's the whole idea of arcades is that if you have skill, you only
You
have to
continue to play.
drop in 1/4, or
Yeah.
if you don't have skill, you can pay to win. Like,
Yeah. Nope, not with Mario Kart. You win, you give them another $1 if you want to keep playing. So that's why I'm betting that no one's ever seen Robo Mario, because like you got to get to like the challenge course of like Rainbow Road or whatever, and it's just like, no, I don't have $30 to spend on this.
Yeah, fuck Robo Mario.
See, at that point, they should just make it a home console release, and everybody would pay $60 for it, and nobody would complain about this shit. But there's something about paying in an arcade that I'm just not into.
You only have so many dollars on you.
And I'm out in public, man. I want to fucking, I want to pay the money, take the game home, and play it on my own time. Like, if you just pop your pants off and crack open a beer inside of an arcade, everybody's got a problem all of a sudden. I don't really,
Yeah, what the fuck is up with that?
yeah, a bunch of prudes at the Chuck E. Cheese in Tallahassee. Fucking A. But anyway, yeah, man. So Mario Kart Arcade GP, not really worthwhile, but it really does have some fun ideas that I'd love to see, like, just kind of explored in any new Mario Kart game. And I do support the idea of arcade Mario Kart. They this year just came out with a fucking like a VR arcade Mario Kart.
I heard about that.
Oh, yeah,
And it looks fucking cool. Like, you're like sitting in cars with VR helmets on, and it's real simple Mario Kart, but it's like, I could get into that. The magic of just sitting in a car and making it seem like I'm driving underneath a swamp. Like, yeah, I'm into it. And the only like items they give you are like hammers, because it's easy to move your hand like that. And you can bop your competitors with hammers. Like, yeah, sure, fuck it. VR Mario Kart sounds great. So, I would like to see some more arcade Mario Kart. Just make it a little affordable. Make it so the good guys, me, get to play like 4 races for a fucking buck. I think that's a pretty good value. But I don't know. Wait, I'm asking myself. Anything else on Mario Kart Arcade GP? I don't think there is.
I don't know. Do we have to pay you $1 to hear some more?
No, man. If you pay me $1, I'm just going to move on to the next game. That's how this works. So I can keep talking about Mario Kart Arcade GP. But Johnny, you better put some quarters in or swipe that little Dave and Buster's card and get us onto no, not Mario Kart Arcade GP 2, Game 2.
All right.
Yeah, spoilers.
Let me throw some quarters here. There we go.
Wow.
Game
That was quick
2.
thinking.
Production values.
All right. Of course, I put my trivia away while that was playing. I'm an idiot. Let's see here.
What do you mean away?
I closed the tab that I had open with my trivia.
So it was like porn trivia.
Yes. So this is our fan request this week. This is from Pooplos Z in our Discord. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Call him Carlos.
I don't know. It's hard to mess up Pooplos. Like,
Yeah. So he left this in our Discord, which you should check out. Our Discord's pretty fun, especially during the show. This was a free-to-play game that was released in 2015 and unfortunately closed down in 2016. However, a new open source edition has emerged as of this year, 2018. A free-to-play fighting game. Now you've all been to the Discord. Let's see some answers.
What are you talking about, John?
Yeah, you really should
don't-
mention this came from the Discord, where it's easily accessible.
All right, John. John says Super Smash Flash, which is incorrect. David and Jesse both say Rising Thunder. So we know who went to the Discord because none of us have played this fucking game.
Is that judgment in your tone, John Regan? Because let's be honest, like, you should not be the one judging people for trying to like sort stuff out on their own.
Hey, I think it's pretty clear that if anybody doesn't cheat on this game, it's Johnny.
What is Super Smash Flash?
Super Smash Flash, it's the Flash version of Super Smash.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, it's built like with like Game Boy graphics. I'm pretty sure like Vaporeon is a character for some reason. It's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
This whole time I could have been playing Super Smash Brothers in my browser for free, and I haven't.
Yes, I believe that's what I'm insinuating.
Oh, God damn it.
I myself have not actually played Super Smash Flash. I'm not really a computer Flash gamer outside of Na Crash, but yeah,
that game's awesome.
I love Na Crash.
That's
I
the
can't
one
even say
where
it right.
the lady like goes flying and you like run into people and stuff. That's
Yeah,
that,
man.
right?
Okay, so hands up if you played Rising Thunder. Really?
Yeah, I got into the beta and and I played it a little bit. It was actually kind of fun. I don't know. It didn't grab me. Like all the robots were kind of generic looking, and the moves were okay, and it seemed kind of like a simple fighting system. But they were trying to go with this. This is going to be an e-sport, and people are going to get good at this game, or we're going to have tournaments, and then it just I didn't even know it got canceled, but that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it does just kind of look like slightly generic robots fighting each other, and I don't know about how do you apply a free-to-play model to a fighting game. I don't really know.
You sell
do you have to-
outfits.
Yeah, I was going to say skins, probably.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I was gonna say, what do you download fucking special moves? Like you do the input for a Hadouken, and then it's like you can throw that Hadouken for 99 cents. It's like, oh shit, I'm fucked.
Oh, God. Wait. Is it 99 cents to unlock it, or is it 99 cents per Hadouken?
That's a good question.
I mean, based upon if it's following the Mario Arcade GP,
fuck that.
it's like every special move is going to cost you 99 cents.
Yeah. God, can you even imagine?
Or no, it'll cost you like 99 gold, but you
Right.
can buy like 2,000 gold for $20.
Yeah, see,
What, is
you
this
gotta
a
have that
mobile
in-game
game?
currency, so you gotta have some robo dollars to throw your robot Hadoukens.
You
And
play,
then you can buy 10,000 robo dollars for 10 real dollars,
you pay,
or you can wait 24 hours and you get 10 robo dollars.
Well, I just played this game for an hour. It was pretty good, but I got to figure out rent now.
Yeah. I'm broke, man. I'm broke.
See, okay,
But
I know
got my
this started as a bit, but that actually kind of sounds like an interesting idea for a fighting game where you have like a stamina bar or something. Like you can only do so many special moves within a match.
Yeah.
So you have to ration out your attacks.
Just imagine a fighting game with a stamina bar for every kind of move. So if your dumbass just keeps on throwing, fierce kicks into a blocking opponent and you run out of kicks, then you're just fucked. And eventually, actually shit, what happens if both characters run out of moves? I don't know. Then you buy more moves. That's how the microtransaction model works.
No, yeah.
If you want to stop playing the game, you got to buy the moves and win the fight.
You're on moves, and just like Pokemon, you struggle.
Yeah. Just and you call the
Shaolin
game.
Kung Fu Master used Splash. It's not very effective.
Oh god, they're just splashing each other now. Yeah, I can't see a game that's like a free to play, but microtransaction model working for the tournament scene. What happens if you run out of robo dollars in the middle of fucking Evo? That'd be embarrassing. That's
I feel like it's not as complex as the fun version you guys created, but
yeah.
It would be awesome if at Evo, like next to their like control sticks was just like a swipe pad. So like
Yeah.
in the middle, it's who can get to their wallet fast enough.
There's the game.
Oh my god, we're evil businessmen. Like that's what we are right now.
Yeah, I mean, we could
it's
we
like
could make it happen.
Noah's
man.
arcade guy from Wayne's World.
But anyway, yeah, man, I don't know. I like the tunes. They clearly put some work into the music for the game. But
Yeah, so
you
I
know,
think the whole shtick with this game was that you didn't have combos or to do moves, like you didn't have to do quarter circle punch. I believe you just hit buttons and things happen. Like it was pretty simple was the idea.
why the fuck would that make it to a like tournament scene then? What the hell?
Yeah, that's a pretty good question. I'm not sure how that would actually work.
Yeah. Okay. But
I mean,
anyway,
do I want to start shit?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I'm
Sure.
gonna start shit. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
The
my dad says watch that language.
Do I want
tell
to
your
start
dad
shit?
I love him. I love him very much.
Do I want to start poop? I'm gonna start poop. So
kick off those shoes.
the previous line is you're pushing buttons. How would that make it to Evo? Well, you know, Smash Brothers Melee makes it to Evo, and it's the worst one. Oh,
Damn. Where's the hot take button?
Hot take.
He's right though. Melee needs to die. But yeah, I don't know. This game seems like it could have been cool. You know, I like the kind of bland robot look. I mean, it's robots fighting each other, so I don't know. I feel like the stakes are low when it's robot fighting. Like, it's why BattleBots wasn't really cool until something like, you know, or BattleBots was cool, but like it was the real world, it was real robots, and like you saw the men behind them who had to like fucking repair them and shit. Like, you know, after you win a fight in this, do you get like cut back to the guy that built the robot? Like, oh god damn! Like, I gotta put that arm back on. What was I thinking fighting that giant sumo robot?
this isn't so much like real life robots fighting. It's more just like cartoon dudes that happen to be painted silver.
It's
Yeah,
like
exactly.
The Simpsons. Remember when Homer was a robot?
Yes, exactly. Trying to remember the name from that terrible episode. I think it was
He had a
Kilhamed
hammer.
IE.
I thought we were talking about the Halloween episode where Mr. Burns puts his brain into a giant robot to make the perfect worker, and that is just robot Homer slacking off and eating donuts all day.
No.
That is the better episode. I was thinking of the one where Homer goes inside the BattleBot and it's
Yeah,
just
that's
Homer
the
on
one
a
I was-
tricycle, like getting cut with saw blades. But that's from the not great seasons of The Simpsons. So anyway, Nanaka Crash is a really good Flash game. I don't
No,
know how
damn
much
it.
time.
Damn it, John, you've gotten us off topic again. So, that Smash Brothers Direct.
There's no time. It's we can't talk about the Smash Direct and Nanaka Crash in the same episode because actually I guess really because they don't have
man,
anything
what
to
if
do
she
with
was
the
an
theme of
assist
robots.
trophy?
Okay,
we
I'm
need
sorry. I do have to interrupt
need an
because
assist sticker of Nanaka Crash.
I do have to briefly interrupt because John Regan's dad is threatening to tell my father I've been swearing. At which point, John Regan's mom says, I quote, "Throw all the F-bombs you want," smiley face.
She's a good mom, man.
To which my
wants to hear you say
dad
fuck,
responded,
David.
Felicia, we have to be united as parents.
Okay, so if you want some John's parents wackiness, you really should be watching the live show. This doesn't translate to excellent podcast content, but you really should show up and jump in the chat with Mr. and Mrs. Regan. They're fantastic people who can't seem to agree on whether or not we should be fucking cursing on the show. So,
Language.
yeah. Did Mr. Regan just say language? But yeah, so thank you, Pooplos, for the request there, and yeah, that's an interesting one, and I think we should move on from that to the next game. Johnny, what do we got?
Game 3.
So, the checkpoints in this game are referred to as UTDs. Despite the game's sci-fi setting, this does not stand for Universal Tracking Device, and instead stands for Ugly Twitching Dog.
Oh, poor puppers. All right.
Man, I know we're supposed to be talking about David's game, but I'm enjoying the Johnny trivia in the chat. You really should watch the Game That Tune live show if John Regan Sr. is going to keep showing up and dropping knowledge on us like this.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm
but
learning
anyway,
things.
no shit. So, David, I want to show you the answer that I prepared because I was so confident that you would pick this, and I've realized it's not this through the music. It's not that at all.
No,
So-
but that is an excellent guess that
I
oh,
wrote
damn,
that
I should have used
down.
that.
I wrote that down last week or 2 weeks ago after you picked the theme. I'm like, oh, he's gonna go Planet Robobobot. Like, that's gotta be it.
Have the previous episodes not taught you anything? When you get overconfident and prepare in advance, it does not go well.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, robots, Kirby Planet Robobobot, like it made sense. But I've realized now the error of my ways based on the tunes. So
Yeah,
this
cool.
game, doing 131 episodes of the show is paying dividends.
So say some of those should sound familiar, and no shit, we've got ourselves an old-fashioned Game That Tune hat trick. John, and Jesse.
Oh, sorry, you said it. You can't.
We've
what's
got a
this-
hat trick, but why?
John and Jesse all have the correct answer of Mighty Switch Force.
So he said hat trick, so I went for it.
There it is.
All right, we've got a hat trick. Moving on,
The
next game.
Clearly, Hat Trick, the robot hat themed game that David's been waiting to use for this show. No, it's Mighty Switch Force! Exclamation point. Yeah, man. Once I realized we had only used Mighty Switch Force 2 on the show and not the original Mighty Switch Force, it was like, oh yeah, that's damn it. I was hoping he had picked Planet Robobobot, but anyway, Mighty Switch Force has a game with robots.
You know, the funny thing is, Planet Robobot never even occurred to me. It's like, I chose this because I've been playing Mega Man 11. I don't really want to choose Mega Man 11. I'm gonna really hope that there's a fan request for Mega Man 11. Oh fuck, I haven't done Mighty Switch Force. Mighty Switch Force is awesome. I should do Mighty Switch Force. Robobot never popped into my head. Like,
That's amazing. I figured it would have because it's
which
Kirby
is a shame.
and it's Robobots. And, I figured you picked all your music today after the Smash Direct, in which Kirby was the only one that survived the fucking, Smash Brothers Thanos snap. And, no, you...
Well, look how it's not even a Thanos snap. It's more like a Master Hand shoot beams that disintegrate you.
Yeah, exactly. Master Hand spreads Master Ass, and the light beams just consume everything in sight. So,
those glorious Master Ass beams.
Oh God, the theme song that comes out when he spreads the Master Ass cheeks. It's just
I don't, but I'm glad you're gonna tell me.
It goes crazy. Anyway, we're not talking Master Ass. We're talking Mighty Switch Force.
I don't know. We could be talking Master S.
More like Master Perky Boobies and like Booty Butt Cheeks, the game. I'll let you go to it, David, because I'm not into this.
I'm not sure that's like what it is boiled down, but
isn't it though? Isn't it?
Is it though?
Yes. Think it is.
So you've thrown me off with all that Master Ass talk.
Yeah, exactly. I'm talking about Mighty Switch Force and its booty butt cheeks, and you should have known better than to bring a Way Forward game back on this show, David. I think they're weird and sexist, and they objectify women. I don't have an opinion on this matter, and I find it very odd that I have an opinion on their games. Like, it's not something I feel strongly about.
Isn't it?
Apparently it is. You're sitting here like, this is how I feel, and I don't feel strongly.
Yeah,
I think that's the opposite of how you feel.
Yeah, you're expending a lot of energy to talk about how little you care.
I know, that's what's so weird about it. Like, I don't think about sexism in games, and when I played Mighty Switch Force, I'm like, now hold the phone. Like, there's a lot of bouncing titties in that game, and as far as I can tell from the credits, it's created by a lot of men. Like, this seems weird and objectifying, and David recommended this game. He wouldn't recommend me a game that objectifies women in such a way, now would he?
I call it old-fashioned.
Yeah, it was a different time, 2011. The Mighty Switch Force pre-Me Too edition.
That is a Pandora's box I do not want to touch.
Bet you didn't expect that.
And I feel like there is kind of a legitimate debate to be discussed here. I also don't think that we are in a position to have that right now.
David, I'm just about to open my fifth beer. I'll get back to you on that debate.
See, that's exactly what I mean. It's like, there is a good discussion here. Now is not the time.
Yeah. Hold on, let me Hulk smash my way through this wall of Tallboy cans I've created to have a discussion, a very nuanced discussion about objectification of women in games. Oh, God. No, we're not going to do that.
But apart from the main character, who is a robot, hence how it fits into the theme, this game's actually pretty cool. It's kind of a John, stop laughing. God damn it. So it's like a weird, all of the, I'm looking over and I'm seeing you losing it. And I'm trying to keep it together, man.
Can you buy different bathing suits?
I'm losing right now over my dad in the chat.
That's all. All I did was glance at the chat and it just Mr. Regan saying, "What the hell, David?"
See,
with no frame of reference.
So say I'm in that Discord, and for some reason, all of the Facebook stuff is coming in super late, so I haven't gotten it. So the point that I'm trying to get to, maybe we need to have this nuanced discussion. I don't know. The game itself is an enjoyable game. It's a fun little puzzle platformer. All of the Mighty games, because there's Mighty Flip Champs, Mighty Milky Way, and then Mighty Switch Force. They're all kind of loosely connected puzzle type platforming games. This one leans a little bit more on the action side. You have a gun, you're a cop, but you're a sci-fi robot cop, so you have a laser gun. So you're fighting enemies while also swapping blocks in and out of the foreground and background, and that's how you kind of like find the right platforms, and it builds the puzzle element that way. And it's a fun little game. It has a really cool soundtrack. Jake Kaufman again nails it out of the park. It's an enjoyable title.
Word, I hear that. As I remember it, I played it on the Wii U, and my main objections to the game, weird sexism discussion notwithstanding, were the sound effects. Every time you did anything, there was a very loud, very high pitched, like female voice sound. I believe she said "yummy," like just.
That's when you collect a health power up.
Okay, yeah, it was like startlingly shrill, and I don't want to be accused of sexism for that, but like I had to like turn the game way down, so I didn't get to enjoy much of the soundtrack because it was just like, wow, that seems like a sound balancing issue or something. Like that's really fucking annoying. But like the game's fun. You're right. Like I like the mechanics. It's a fun, simple little like platform game with some depth. But it's like, oh no, I can't play much more of that. Like,
I mean. You heard it here first. According to John Harrington, women are good as long as they keep their mouth shut.
No, just tone it down. Just hit that little volume slider down, and just if she had been like deep voice like Barry White, like yummy, I would have been all about it. Like if this if that robot cop had a really deep voice, that would have done something for me.
So really, it should have been like the cute little female robot cop as voiced by Peter Weller from RoboCop.
Oh yeah! Stop in the name of the law. That would Ooh yeah, that would have. I would have been able to work with that, like because I can deal with like cognitive dissonance. Like okay, it's Peter Weller, but it's a bouncing titty robot. Okay, fine, whatever. But like, it's hell on these old ears to hear the sound effects from this game.
They don't even bounce that much.
Sorry, I must be really linking this with Shantae. Like,
okay, that they do bounce, but she's a belly dancer, so it kind of makes sense.
I guess
her belly, maybe. She's not.
Well, I mean, if she could just shake her belly independently of her boobs, boom, there's no problem. Because I can do with jiggly belly, but they just seem like they lovingly animated the boobs bouncing, and it just weirded me out. I couldn't play the game in front of my wife. She was just like,
Same.
This is a really nice looking game, but like, what are you doing playing it? I'm like, I don't know. I thought it was a fun platforming game, and it just happens to be about a really sexy, perky woman. Like, it's.
I'd be playing Shantae on my 3DS. Daniel would come in the room, and I would quickly shut it. She'd be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing. Just looking at porn."
Wiping the history. How do you clear the history on your 3DS? Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Anybody else want to pile on to me while we're at it? Just keep it coming. I love it. Never gets old.
Hey, this has nothing to do with you. You haven't been staunchly defending Way Forward and their progressive values towards women for years. We're just discussing bouncing titty character models and how Way Forward tends to include them in their games. That's it. And again, I didn't want to have this deliciously subtle, nuanced conversation. I really wish I had more to say about the game. The game's so simple that there's not much to say about it. So what is your reward for completing what's your reward for completing a level in this game, David? What happens when you complete each level?
As you complete each level, you climb into your partner robot, who is also a robot, who is also a vehicle, who flies you into the next area, and then you're given a brief cutscene.
What is the cutscene?
Not so much a cutscene. It's it's more just like a standalone image as opposed to an animated cutscene, and there are several of them, including the two of them inspecting a large alien goop monster who eventually serves as the final boss, them relaxing after a hard day of serving justice and capturing criminals.
Mm.
You did mention one thing that I wanted to bring up that I really enjoyed about the Wii U version, because it's got an HD version. It was originally a 3DS game and then an HD version on the Wii U. And there is an unlockable skin for the main character in the Wii U version, which they call Pixel Patty, and it's literally the 3DS sprite just slightly scaled up. So it's a really like shittily, horribly rezzed, pixelated version of the main character, which I thought was a really funny addition.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's a nice inclusion, man, for the HD edition. Yeah, it was funny. They called it like Hyperdrive edition. I was like, hey, wait, that's HD. That's cute. Nice job, Way Forward. But yeah, and so you're playing the game and you're capturing criminals, and I don't know. It's a fun game, and I really am not going to try and keep on hammering you on the weirdness of Way Forward. Is there anything else, David, that you wanted to say about Mighty Switch Force before possibly moving on to the next game?
Is it on the Switch?
Because, quite frankly, that markets itself.
To be honest, I'm not sure. I know they spent a lot of time porting Shantae Half Genie Hero and Pirates Curse over. They may have done this. If not, they might be working on it. Because there was Mighty Switch Force, there was Mighty Switch Force 2, and then there was Mighty Switch Academy, I think, which was like a prequel where she's in the police academy. But I think that one was Steam exclusive. I don't know if it's gotten a console port.
I like a prequel. That's interesting territory. Because I remember you said it was cops and then firefighters, and then it was supposed to be maybe like some other like EMTs or something, but they went back to the academy.
Which I think is weird because like the Mighty series, like it's all this kind of like loosely connected. They're all sort of similar, but not really, and everything. And then they made this one, and it really kind of took off. So like, fuck it, let's just keep doing this again.
I like it. I think they should bring it back because maybe that's what's skewing my opinion is that Way Forward lately, besides making like DuckTales remastered and stuff like that, seems pretty keyed in on Shantae, and that is a game of very perky women in very just I don't know, very revealing clothes. That's what's got my like sexism sensor just like going off. It's like, this is men making a game objectifying women. Even if the women are strong female characters, there's something weird about men making games with women in this sexy of attire.
I don't know, man, John. Maybe you're just kind of a prude.
I don't think that I am.
More like way.
You sit there and play like Tekken and Soul Calibur and like have no problems with those outfits.
I don't play the women in those games. I play as King. Like he's a Jaguar man. There's nothing objectifying about him.
So you only have a problem when you're forced to play a woman.
I think that's it. I can't be playing a very sexy woman. Oh no, that presents a problem.
What kind of problem? Like, does it confuse you?
It raises some questions.
I long for the day that John comes onto the show in a belly dancer outfit.
Oh man, yeah, it's gonna really it's gonna happen in a big way. If I actually get good with like a female fighting game character, it's gonna really fuck with my head severely. Like, you can check my Smash stats. I don't even play as Peach, man. I just can't do it.
I think you should pick up Street Fighter 3 and main Elena. That's what I think you should do.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. But anyway, I don't know, man. This nuanced sexism discussion will continue in our bonus podcast. Game That Tune presents a nuanced sexism discussion. That's our next Patreon exclusive after we get everything else going.
I love the idea that that's the title of the podcast, regardless of topic.
Yeah,
Game That Tune, nuanced sexism discussion, and here to talk about the new Smash Brothers Direct.
Yeah, no, it's really just going to be like an hour of us riffing, but that's going to be the title to try and really draw in that crowd. Like, oh man, these video game experts appear to be having a nuanced sexism discussion.
What?
We're talking about eating a giant ass.
Whoa! Experts?
Hey,
and they'll be very upset when they listen, and it's not what they think that is.
Yeah, all they're doing is comparing it to comparing sexism to like wrestling and bringing up Smash Brothers character ideas, and I haven't heard one discussion of nuanced sexism. But yeah, so look forward to that. Patreon.com/GameNightTune. We have opinions on things, and they're not controversial or confusing in any way. It's going to be fantastic. But anyway, David, anything else?
I got nothing.
All right, cool. I'm going to take John Regan Sr.'s advice and get over my hangups and start playing as women. So let's move on to Game 5, and we'll see how this goes.
That's gonna be hard to do because we're moving on to Game 4.
Fuck, are we still that early in the show?
Yeah.
I like how more than halfway through is early.
Feels
Game
so late.
4.
All right, so this game pays homage to the Super Robot anime series of the 70s and the 80s. And also, all the art was created or designed by the character designer of Cowboy Bebop, which is a fairly popular anime.
Indeed.
So, how you guys feeling?
Okay.
So, yeah, this game has robots in it.
What?
Oh shit! Let me change my answer.
I forgot what the theme was. I've really let this night get away from me.
All right, we got David with police knots.
Really,
That
police
is
nuts.
incorrect. Police knots.
Johnny, what do you got, man?
Hold on.
Oh boy, he's
I
drawing
try-
a robot dick.
No, I tried to draw a slot machine with dicks.
Oh, slot machines. That's incorrect. And rad. Do you know what that stands for?
I believe that is robot something drive.
Alchemic.
Robot alchemic drive. Yes.
That is correct.
Yeah. Rad.
So, have you played this game?
Fuck no. But it had robots in it, and so I googled robot games, and it was on down the list, and it was published by Enix. So I just put two and two together. I was like, Jesse, Enix, robots, it all adds up.
Anyone else play it? Johnny, I know you probably played it.
Heck, I have not.
Oh wow, that's shocking. David.
Johnny, based on the name, give us your opinions of it.
Well, first of all, real quick, David, have you played it?
I have not heard of this game, so
Whoa.
no, I
Wow.
have not.
Okay.
Not
Well,
even heard.
that's not, I guess, too out of the question. It is kind of
No, Jesse, this is the most popular game of all time, and quite frankly, David's outside the zeitgeist on this one.
So-
okay.
We
all talk
as
about
per
Rad
usual.
on a regular basis.
I assume it's a game where you play as a robot trying to turn lead robots into gold robots. Is that what this is about?
You're close.
He's very close.
Oh,
It's actually about these aliens drop a bunch of like giant like robot monsters onto the planet, and they start wrecking shop. And so the one dude, the main character, he has like a big giant radio controlled robot, and so the interesting thing is like you pilot the robot, but you pilot the robot as the dude. So like you never see the view like from inside the cockpit or as the robot. You have to go and like find somewhere in the city where you can see the robot and be able to control him with the control. It's interesting.
It's dope.
It's like a weird thing that I don't know. I feel like it should be something like a new game should take it, or maybe like some kind of remake or something. Because it's a fascinating idea to control a giant robot, but be like a dude like on top of a building, watching the whole thing, and you gotta make sure that you stay in range so you can see what's going on, and hopefully the giant robot you're fighting won't attack the building you're on, because that'd suck.
That's an interesting thing. You never think about like playing as a Pokemon trainer and having to make sure to not get hit by like the blast from the Pokemon or whatever.
John, there's some kind of weird problem going on with your audio where you sound like robot-y.
Cool. Good, man. I was worried it was just me. I'm gonna close all my windows and restart.
All right. I love all the shit my dad was giving John in the chat.
That was funny.
It was so good.
See, the only thing I have pulled up is the Discord, so I got like a fifth of it.
Yeah, for whatever reason, it's all coming in at weird times and delayed. I don't know. Over in multi-streamer, it's fine, though. So,
Okay.
All right,
How's
John.
it going?
Talk again?
What's up?
Talk slower or in a longer sentence?
Do I still sound like
yeah, you do.
Awful.
You guys sound like robots too? This is weird.
Really?
I thought Jesse hit like a pedal on his microphone to make himself sound like a robot. This is upsetting.
Oh my god, no.
Yeah, no, Jesse and David all sound fine on my end. You're the only robot on my end.
Cool.
Yeah.
Balls.
Force. Robot gods are conspiring to get me out of the game. Cool. I don't know how to troubleshoot this. Let's see.
Oh, wait. Talk again? Longer?
What's the status of my...
No, that still sounds bad. It sounded like it was getting better for a second there.
Shit. Maybe if I fiddle with these switches on my microphone. Ooh, that's so loud.
No, that's way worse.
What about now?
Back to the same. Shit.
What if I talk like this?
This is still robot.
Fuck. That's really weird. Why would that happen?
I don't know.
Because you sound like a robot to me. This doesn't make any sense.
I don't know, like, did your computer overheat or something?
No, feels pretty good. It literally started after Jesse revealed this fucking game.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you want to do?
You might just want to restart your computer. It's going to be a pain in the ass to put all the audio together.
Done deal. Restart.
Yeah. All right.
Shit.
Well, while John's restarting.
Do we like vamp or something?
Yeah, let's see here. What can we talk about for a second here without John? John needs to get over the whole playing his woman in video games thing.
I didn't know that was such a big deal for him.
Right?
I don't know how much of it is like actually a big deal or how much of it is him just trying to get under my skin.
I'm going to say it's
That's
90%
true.
under your skin. Like, I can't wait for him to hear this later when he's editing the show. Like, I'm saying all this knowing he's going to hear it.
Yeah.
Well, and then like, see, I wasn't gonna say anything, but then you started. Like, I mean, I honestly do feel like there's a legitimate, like, interesting discussion that could be had, and the reason I don't want to have it is because I know his response, no matter what I say, is going to be, "Yeah, I don't know, it's fucking weird."
Hey, he's got to push through it. You just got to move past it. You just got to just bulldoze your way Over it. Fucking that's what my boss does at work, and it makes him a great boss. He just bulldozes his way through everything, and it's fucking amazing sometimes. I'm like, dude, you're great. Like, he'll end meetings early because he's like, this is wasting my time by. I'm like, awesome. Like, wow, I never get to see that. I don't have those kind of balls. Oh man. No. So I'm pretty excited about my game tonight. It's very robot heavy. I think you guys are going to enjoy it.
Most robots are heavy.
Did you pick Mega Man 11? I hope so.
It's not Mega Man 11. Sorry, David.
Damn it.
There are a lot of robots in those Sonic games.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Some Sonic games even have a plus amount to the point of mania.
You might be on the nose there.
It's Sonic Forces, isn't it?
It is. It absolutely is.
Have we used Mean Bean Machine yet?
Ooh, I don't know if I've used Mean Bean Machine. Oh, maybe I have. I'd have to consult the spreadsheet.
What's the God?
Sometimes instead of checking the spreadsheet, I just ask John because he like knows on the top of his head every single game.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's Sonic Rivals, isn't it?
Yeah, is that the one where you play as like the Sonic cast at like a teenage high school in Japan, and you're all
No, Sonic Rivals is a PSP game that's basically, you know, the Metal Sonic race from Sonic CD.
Mm-hmm.
It's that, but an entire game.
That sounds terrible.
It's just like you're racing against various characters through various levels.
Like that was the neat boss fight and concept and all that for that game, you know. But
Was it?
But I can't imagine a whole game of that. Which, by the way, so did you have in the mixtape that you released last week? I think you had Casino Night Zone from Sonic Generations in there.
Yes.
That was so. I'd never heard that before. That was so goddamn good.
I was very proud of the transition too, because I managed to cut it like just right, where as Casino Night from Sonic 2 carried on, it just picked up with Generations, so it just like immediately switched into a much better version.
I feel like that was a little mini Johnny Block, because I kind of skipped forward a little bit, you know, until I'm like, okay, sweet, there's Mega Man X Street Fighter, awesome, you know, and it's like, oh, Sonic 2, okay, sweet, oh hey, oh, Sonic 2 cover, oh great, oh wow, like 3 in a row.
I had wanted to put right after Casino Night from Sonic Generations to do Casino Night from Sonic the Fighters, but it sounded completely different, and I couldn't get it to mesh well.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have recognized it.
Yeah, you played. What are you talking about? You played the hell out of Sonic Fighters back in the day,
that's
right?
My favorite.
With God, Fang the Weasel, and was it Bean the Duck?
Bean the Dynamite. Who's the duck?
Bean the Dynamite. Who was a duck?
Fang the bear. No, Bark the bear? Shit.
No, Bark. Bark's
Yeah.
the polar bear.
Yeah.
Fang's, I think, a weasel. And a cowboy hat with a gun for some reason.
Yeah, he's not really a weasel. He's this weird little Japanese rodent that only exists in Japan.
Vole?
There's this channel on YouTube that's like all about Sonic, and I've watched like every video, and it's
Wait, there's a channel about just Sonic?
That's what it is. It's Fang the Sniper, but he's also called Knack the Weasel.
yes. And yeah, there's a channel on YouTube called Cybershell, and I highly recommend you check it out. It is great. He is like a self-aware Sonic fan who makes fun of himself and Sonic fans and stuff, and he's pretty funny. I really enjoy it. He has a video of his top 10 favorite Sonics. And of course, it's like number 10, Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh, so Mixmasters talk about a video game movie watch party. We're actually going to start that up next week. We still have some details.
Spoilers?
We still have some details to work out. Like, you know, like I definitely, we're definitely going to record it for sure, right? Obviously, and we're going to release the audio so you can sync it up with the movie. Like, we infringe on copyright all the goddamn time on this show. So I'm debating, like, should we just stream the fucking movie?
I mean, I think that's one of the really the only thing we have to work out is what are we doing? Are we doing like a watching party, like streaming us reacting to this movie, or are we recording like a commentary track for download for the movie?
Both. You know, like we're gonna watch
Okay.
it and record reactions, and that'll be a commentary track. And then the question is, what like we're gonna be using that watch page. Not the one we use for Jackbox. It's gonna be a different URL that I'm not gonna give out. But the question is, should I just say fuck it and give it out?
I don't know. How bad do we
That could
want
be
to
a
get shut
Patreon
down?
tier.
Was that Jesse?
I said that could be a Patreon tier.
Yeah, I mean the key is it's just going to be on our live page. It's not going to be putting on YouTube, right? So it'll only be on my own server while we're doing it live, and then we could put the audio out for people to download, later. And the audio wouldn't have any copyright infringing content on it, obviously. But during the taping, we would be infringing the shit out of that copyright. But who gives a shit? Who cares? It's not YouTube. It wouldn't get muted. It wouldn't get flagged.
We could at least try it, and
Yeah.
if something happens, and oops, we don't do it again.
Well, I think if something happens, it's not oops, we don't do it again. I think it's oops, like the feds take my servers away.
Oh,
I should really rent servers
Never mind.
outside the U.S. or something, for that kind of thing. But yeah.
I kind of just casually like, well,
I mean,
here's how I should avoid copyright law. Meh.
you have to know the specific website to go to. It's not a big one,
oh, he's coming back.
Maybe John's coming back. You can do it, John. I believe in you. All right, John.
Hey, what's up?
I can see you.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Oh, you sound way better now.
Oh man,
Thank goodness.
lovely.
Oh,
So
I'm
like,
so worried.
I've seen where you could like ride on the robot's back or like on the shoulders and control the robot to get a good view, but if the enemy robot like attacks you like with a missile or something, it could fuck your robot and you up, and that's just a bad time. So you got to be careful.
No, that sounds awesome though.
Yeah, it's a pretty neat game. The controls were just a little bit wonky because like I believe you had to control like the arms and legs interdependently. Like it was very like simulation-ish heavy. Like they really got the sense of you had this radio controlled giant robot. It was interesting. It was an NX game. These NX used to make a lot of weird games.
Yes, they did.
I mean, they made that weird Evo game, the Search for Eden.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Would have been pretty dope if it had some robots in it, but it was weird enough without the robots.
Yeah.
Yeah, why? It's strange. Why did NX merge with Square? Like Square was like, super RPG company, and then NX was like, hey, how about weird?
Well,
Yeah.
didn't Enix do Dragon Quest?
Yeah, they did Dragon Quest,
So maybe that's what
They
it
did
was. Like,
Star
They
Ocean.
did Illusion of Gaia, which frankly they should have continued to do.
Act
I don't know why they.
Raiser.
Oh man. Oh yeah. See, man, they should have kept going, and all those games would have been pretty dope with more robots.
Robotrek.
Just imagine like ActRaiser robots. You're a god, and you send your consciousness down into a robot, and then you build people some cities. That's a dope fucking game.
They,
You know,
they,
illu-
they published a PlayStation and Sega Saturn version of Riven for Johnny, who likes
Ooh,
PC.
Riven, the sequel to Myst.
That's right. How long do you play Riven?
What's that?
How much have you played Riven?
0.
Oh. Have you ever played Myst?
Barely.
What? Barely.
Those puzzles are fucking hard. I couldn't figure any of them out. I had to go to GameFAQs and just look up like how do you beat the game, and
Yeah, they just weren't particularly rad. There weren't enough hedgehogs running around. I got tired of Myst.
I didn't know what. Like I went there, I got onto the island. I looked around. I said, "Where are the rings?" There's no rings to collect.
Makes sense. Yeah. What am I collecting? I'm solving puzzles? Mm-mm. Anyway, I'm assuming you guys had a full and rich discussion of Rad while I was gone. So
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
good. Then
Wonderful.
somebody else do the usual me thing and ask if there's anything else about this game.
All right,
'cause-
you guys. Is there anything else we want to say about Robot Alchemic Drive? Or should
I'm
we
good.
move on to the next game?
I think we pretty much covered it all.
All right. Here we go.
Fuck
Game
yeah.
5.
All right, guys. The North American box art for this game is widely considered to be one of the worst box arts ever created. All right. Let's see your right answers. All right. Jesse has his up. David has his up. Come on, John. Everybody says Mega Man, and that is a hat trick. This is Mega Man 1 for the NES.
That's awesome.
That last song threw you for a loop, I feel like, because it sounds like the intro to Mega Man 2 at first.
It does.
For a second there, it did. I thought you fucked this up. I thought for
because-
sure you fucked this up.
That's because they remixed it to show like continuity. Like that's where
Right.
the intro for Mega Man 2 comes from. It's the ending of Mega Man 1.
Yeah. The
Which
problem is
we
that
were all aware of at the time.
most of us never
Definitely.
beat Mega Man 1, I think is the problem here.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a hitch in that logic. Because, I'm not saying Mega Man 1 sucks because it doesn't suck, but it is old and hard. And
To say, I
It's
believe
just-
the polite way is to say it hasn't stood the test of time well.
not as well as other entries in the series. And when that started playing, I'm like, wait, is this the intro music? Mega Man 1 doesn't even have an intro. Like, what, Johnny, did you do? And then it changed. It didn't go into the tallest building music. I'm like, okay, must be the ending then.
Yep.
Like, there it is. I love that you selected Mega Man and you didn't play a single stage theme of like one of the boss characters. Like,
Nope.
you chose none of the robot themes. The theme is robots. You chose no robots. You went Mega Man, no robots. It's it's a bold
Well,
path.
When you
I
point it
kinda
out
feel
like
like-
that,
I kind of feel like John did that to make up for Super Mario Brothers 2, where it's like, I'm going to play some of the more obscure songs and then play the super obvious one. He's like, no, fuck it. I'm not playing the obvious one. You have
Right.
to guess.
Yeah, no, I figured if Johnny is going to do something like pick Mega Man, Johnny's going to play Cut Man, Elect Man, and then a third song to be named later. Like he would have just chosen the most iconic music from said game. But no, I'm surprised, man. Johnny, I thought, didn't David leave you a note after the last episode saying Mega Man 11?
what? I thought that said 1. Shit, did I misread that?
Oh,
Are we
man.
doing
I
that bit again?
God,
feel
I
like
can't believe.
He was holding the note with his thumb over one of the ones.
Yeah.
Ah,
Oh, look there. Hold on.
it does say 11.
There's more on this note. It says Mega Man 11, not Mega Man
See, I was-
1.
I
Oh,
was looking at this and I saw Mega Man I, and I thought that doesn't make sense. He must just mean the first one.
Exactly. Which it definitely on the box said Mega Man 1 at the time.
They were very forward thinking.
Yeah, there's the picture of that chunky man holding that gun. Chunky man with a gun, Mega Man 1. That was the game.
He's definitely getting a sequel.
What a game. God, can you imagine that's actually a really funny idea, is to call your game like such and such 1,
yeah.
presuming that you're gonna get a sequel.
Well, they
love
did
that
that with
idea.
Ballsy move.
God, what was the
Well
Nicktoon? Doug. They made a movie on Doug, and it was called Doug's First Movie. Like, that's presumptuous.
God, they should really re-release that as Doug's only movie. That'd be so good.
Doug's last movie.
Yeah, Doug's first, last, and only movie. Yeah. Does he tell Patty Mayonnaise how he really feels? I don't know.
No.
Nobody saw it. Like, oh, God damn. Yeah, so Mega Man 1, Mega Man's first game.
It's the only one with the score system.
God, yeah, the
Yeah,
points.
you can collect points.
What was the point of the points?
Oh.
Yeah,
So you could brag to your friends, oh, I got 7,000 on Cutman.
exactly. Yeah, I got the 50,000 for clearing Bomb Man. It's like, yeah, motherfucker, I got 50,000 for clearing Bomb Man too. There's no variation in these points. Like, yeah,
I love how,
all the
like,
bosses
anytime-
have set values.
Anytime that like people talk about the first Mega Man, it's not about like what it did. It's about like, or it's what's
How
the
it
best way to
compares
phrase
to
this?
the other Mega Man games.
It's like it's about like what it doesn't do compared to the rest.
Can't
Like,
slide.
you
Right.
can't slide. You there's no
Can't
shield
jump,
weapon.
can't.
There's no Wily Castle. Like you
Mhm.
have to refight the bosses. Kind of like you fight 2 of them, and then you go to another room and fight 4 of them. Like
Yep.
There's 6
There's
a
bosses
point
instead
system?
of 8.
yeah.
There's that fucking yellow devil.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shit.
Woo.
See, I never
Man,
had a
no.
problem with the Yellow Devil because I knew the pause trick. So
Yeah, see, I did not know the pause trick, so I had to do the old pattern memorization, which didn't work out for young me. At all.
I'm looking at this box art. Could you imagine waking up with Christmas to this box art?
Yeah, imagine like in a world where you don't know who Mega Man is, you open that game up, it's like, now what did I get? Like,
Damn it, Mom! I wanted RC Pro Am.
yeah, you got a retired football player with a gun. Like, it's
O.J.
dope.
Simpson.
You got O.J. Simpson wearing yellow and blue, and he's holding people up with a fucking pistol, like in the
Look back on
future.
Memorabilia.
And there's a skull in the background.
I love the story of this is that they just didn't tell the artist anything about the game. Like,
Well, I love the
it
story is that
shows.
like they never told the artist, and they also gave him like whoever was in charge of the marketing and everything. Apparently, they gave him like 3 days to do it. So he went to a friend of his, and the guy did it in like 6 hours.
That's
Like
so
it was
fucking
definitely a rush job.
yeah, I
love
assumed
it.
it was a 1 hour deadline. Like,
Yeah, exactly. I'm going into a meeting. I need this immediately. Can you sketch something up real quick? Yeah,
His name
yeah,
is Mega Man. That's all I got.
And I
What?
love the legacy of like fat weird Mega Man. Like it really is unfortunate because Capcom every now and then can get like really fun and like like reflect back on their games, but they seem to choose the wrong time to do it. Like when Street Fighter Cross Tekken came out and they had just announced that like Mega Man universe wasn't happening. And like they were firing the fucking creator of Mega Man from the from Capcom. It's like, okay, well that sucks. And then Street Fighter Cross Tekken comes out, and they've got like fucking Mega Man 1 box art Mega Man as a playable character. It's like, if you hadn't just fucked the whole series up, this would have been the funniest thing anybody had ever seen. But now it's the biggest slap in the face that anyone's ever seen. Like, it's so funny. And it's so cool that they included that, but it was the most poorly timed inclusion of all time. Like, it's, they should have gone back like everybody had to do to their movies after 9/11 and edit the Twin Towers out of them. Like, no, you just canceled Mega Man. You got to get that fat Mega Man out of the game. Like, you're going to insult a bunch of people. Get him out of there.
Although I love that they still like you said, they still keep referencing it. Like when they came out with Mega Man 9, they released like a box art that was like in the very shitty, awful like version where he's got like the giant plasma cannon arm, but he's still holding the pistol in the other hand.
I got to pump some brakes here. You can't compare Fat Mega Man to 9/11, Sean.
Can't I though?
That's kind of
It's just a little taste of internet hyperbole. I'm just saying, like, what other like major cultural event can you cite that caused someone to have to delete and like modify a bunch of culture, like pop culture stuff? It's 9/11 and it's the cancellation of Mega Man Universe. That's it. Like,
Is it a taste of internet hyperbole, or is it just tasteless?
yeah. It's just dipping that toe in those tasteless waters. I'm not swimming in the river of tastelessness, but I'm just giving you a little dash of it.
Aren't you? It sounds like
showing
you
you
are.
reality.
Sprinkling a little tasteless on that sandwich, man. I don't want to put too much tasteless on that sandwich because you know what happens. The sandwich doesn't taste very good after that.
No, John just dove right into the Amazon of tastelessness. Like,
I don't know. If you say so, man. I'm just saying that I'm not comparing Mega Man Universe's cancellation to 9/11 at all, except in having to edit future like pop culture. That's it.
John
I'm just
Jay has pointed out that this is a great episode title.
It's
I like
there
it.
somewhere.
I like how you sit there and
What's the
says, like,
problem?
I'm not trying to compare, Mega Man Universe cancellation to 9/11. I'm just saying, and then lead into a direct comparison.
There's only one comparison, and it's having to possibly edit later things. Like, you know,
So-
Spider-Man famously had the trailer in which he fucking strings the helicopter up in between the Twin Towers. That didn't play very well in 2002.
No.
Fucking Fat Mega Man was really a fun and silly inclusion until Capcom committed their own 9/11 and canceled Mega Man Universe.
Damn it. So what are some of the things that Mega Man 1 got right?
The things that Mega Man 1 got right were the
Stage
basics.
selection.
Bombs, fire, ice, guts, cuts,
Thunder.
and of course, Elec.
Beating an enemy and gaining their power.
Yeah, that's
Um,
cool.
Stage select.
Yes.
Strengths and weaknesses with the bosses.
Yep.
Finding a hidden item because you could get the magnet beam.
Oh.
Right. Man, yeah, it got so much right.
The
It really
different
did.
levels were all like the levels themselves were their own characters in a way.
Mhm.
No, I mean, it's not aged well. Like there was a time where I was planning on doing like a big like Mega Man mixtape, and I was trying to like rank all the songs from the Mega Man series. And I don't know what it is about the soundtrack to the first Mega Man, but I feel like it's got its iconic jams, but I feel like they don't hold up as well as future jams from the Mega Man series. So like it's got some good jams. And it's got some good bosses, but like I don't know. I feel like Mega Man just kept on going and going and going in ridiculous like directions and great directions. And the first one was just it's rudimentary Mega Man. It's just the first. So it can't possibly stack up to the other ones. Like you only had 6 bosses, there's some basic bitches. And then the future Mega Man games just kind of really like hit it out of the park. So like
Yeah.
it laid the framework. It laid a good framework, but the future games just greatly surpassed it. I don't know.
Yeah, starting at Mega Man 2, like still had disappointing box art compared to later Mega Man games, but disappointing in a different way.
Love Mega Man 2's box art.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I
Mega
think
Man
it
2's
looks
box
pretty
art has like these tall slender guys like shooting at each other, and the reality is like no, you're playing these like short stocky, dudes.
Yeah,
And-
no one's ever that tall in an NES game.
Yeah.
Like, how would you make them that tall? Like,
Yeah,
the sprites
you don't
can't be that big.
You don't have that many pixels.
Yeah.
And yeah, Mega Man 3, I think that's where they finally made the box art like the cartoonish Mega Man. But yeah, Mega Man 2, disappointing, but in a different way. Mega Man 1, Mega Man 1's box art really undersells the game.
That's more upsetting.
Yeah. No, it really does no favors to the game. It's fascinating that Mega Man as a series survived that box art. Like, that's the real miracle of the whole series. Like, the game's fine. It's not excellent. It was far surpassed by its sequels. It's amazing that it got those fucking sequels.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does seem like it's one of those things where like the game as itself is good, and it's the type of thing that lives or dies by its advertisement. And this
Yeah.
advertisement did not do it any favors.
I could see
Right.
where you would see like about it in a magazine and then go buy it and you'd see the box and be like, wait, is this the thing that I wanted to buy? And you flip it over and you're like, well, those screenshots look like the thing, but the front
Yeah.
sure is, I don't know.
The first
Yeah.
time I saw that box art, I was convinced that like Sony just made that up. Like that's not it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a bit of kitsch. It's not. That can't possibly be the real thing. Like
Like no, your kid
Yeah.
just drew this and you photoshopped it into a box art. Like
yeah, no. I love that, Johnny. Your only frame of reference for talking about this game is through the box art. Have you actually played Mega Man 1?
a little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Mostly, I focused on the art, though.
Yeah, have you seen it? How can you get past it?
Oh, I have. It's it's delicious. But yeah, sometimes you got to take the game out of the box and power through it and get to the actual game itself.
Nah.
No. But
Yeah, no, it's a great game. I think it
no, it's not.
it's a solid game.
It's fine.
It's a fine game. It's it managed to kickstart the whole series, and what a great series. I mean, except 7. I didn't care for Mega Man 7 or 8, to be honest. But all the others, great.
Right. 8-bit Mega Man games.
Yeah.
Generally great. You know,
Even 6. Even 6 was great.
I'll defend 6. 6 is good. I'll you know what? I'll stretch my neck out for 7. 8 though, 8 didn't do it for me.
Yeah. Who on earth played 8 in its original release? I mean, seriously, did you play the Sega Saturn version or the PlayStation version? No.
Yes.
Nobody bought those systems.
On my on my 4 Sega Saturns.
Exactly.
Nobody bought an original PlayStation.
No.
They just announced that new PlayStation Classic lineup. I don't see Mega Man 8 on there, so fuck it.
There's a lot of things I don't see on that lineup.
Exactly. It's a very odd lineup. The lack of Mega Man 8 is the least confusing thing about that lineup. But yeah, man, no, it's amazing the Mega Man series survived this fucking game. Like the game, like I said, fun, fine, but not a strong start. Of just it's very strange. I wish they would bring this trend back. Like box art that indicates nothing about the true game would be a very just imagine like the new Smash Brothers game if like they just like Mega Man 1 the box art and like had all the characters doing something slightly wrong.
I think
I would love
amazing.
The new Smash Brothers box art if it was literally just like Mario posing like box art Mega Man, but he's drawn to resemble Bob Hoskins.
Oh, dude.
Actually,
yeah. Okay, so
I would love
the new Smash Brothers comes out, and every character is in the Mega Man 1 box art pose and made to resemble something slightly resembling the real world. And in the background, there's like maybe the logo. Other than that, no, that's
and some
just
palm
every
trees.
character. Every character has a gun. Every character's a little fat.
No, new Smash Bros. Comes out. The box art is just the poster for the Super Mario Brothers movie. No alterations.
Oh, man. Now we're talking.
But I think you could draw a comparison here between Mega Man 1 and the first season of Parks and Recreation. It's one that most people tell you to skip it. It lays some groundwork. It's okay,
Mm-hmm.
But
and there's only like 6 episodes.
So is that asshole Mark the Yellow Devil?
Oh man, yeah. Should we do a Mega Man Parks and Rec like deep dive real quick?
I mean, I think it's pretty clear that Ron Swanson is Guts Man.
Oh yes. April Cut Man. She very cutting. Oh shit. This is complicated. Tom Elect Man.
Jerry Bomb
yeah.
Man.
Oh yeah, because he's so fucking easy.
Tom would be Iceman because he's so chill.
That's it's he's either electrifying or he's chill. I can't decide which one. And wait, which one's worse, Elect Man or Iceman? Because whichever one's worse, that's Mark. And then you got Ann Perkins. I don't know where she fits into the
Fireman.
Yeah, Fireman.
So hot.
There we go.
It's a real smoke show. So there you have it. That's the Parks and Rec season 1 / Mega Man 1 draft that we just came up with.
So obviously Leslie is Mega Man.
Oh yeah, no question.
Oh duh.
Relentlessly positive, just keeps pushing forward, and uses everyone's abilities to enhance her own strengths. It makes perfect sense. And I guess there's no Dr. Wily in season 1 of Parks and Rec, so I don't know. This is getting out of control. Johnny, is there anything else on Mega Man 1 before we head over to the calculating computer? Game That Tune's most famous robot, the calculating computer.
Calculating computer activated. Computers. Beeps. Boops. Scoring complete. This game's winner is John Harrington.
No way. That's just fantastic. Thank you for throwing me that bone since at one point I turned into a robot and had to leave the show. That was That was a weird moment for everybody. Cool, man. What a game. What an episode. I'm so glad we're back. It's, we got to stop taking breaks like this. John, can you stop having things happen on Wednesdays, please?
I try. I really do try.
Like, tell work if they schedule a conference on Wednesday, like you're just not going.
Like you told them that you do a podcast, right?
I did.
Did
Right?
you make sure to spell their website right? Maybe they went to another podcast.
And frankly, you went to Vegas and we didn't do a special episode of Game That Tune featuring a bunch of prostitutes. And that feels like a missed opportunity, quite frankly. Like, you just called up a bunch of women and then fucking...
And asked them to guess video game music.
Exactly. Like,
I
brought your
learned,
mixer with you.
I learned that's actually illegal, prostitution in Las Vegas.
Yeah, it's within the city limits of Las Vegas, but the state of Nevada, it's legal.
Yeah. So, I mean, as long as you weren't trying to fuck them, John, which you shouldn't have been. You should have been inviting them over for a video game music guessing game show.
What the fuck?
I just kind of want to go back to Jesse's point about misspelling the website name, and now I'm imagining a separate podcast called Game That Tube.
Yeah, it's I get autocorrected to that all the time. Anyway, yeah, so it's great to be back, and I've been thinking of a theme in preparation for being back. It's November now. Fucking crazy that we're headed towards the end of the year, but I love November. It's cool outside. There's all kinds of fun stuff happening around Tallahassee. It's getting dark earlier, and then for some reason, thanks to daylight savings time, it gets dark even earlier because we have to fall back. So next week on Game That Tune, we're gonna fall back. We're gonna do prequels. Games that take place earlier in the timeline than a previous game in the series, in case you needed a prequel defined. We're doing prequels. We're doing a little time travel on next week's Game That Tune. So we're falling back into some fun stories and some fun games with like younger versions of characters and stuff. I don't know. We'll figure it out, but it's gonna be great. I know. Johnny's got tons of Sonic prequels up his sleeve.
Oh, I've made so many Sonic prequels.
So many fan games. They're the best games.
I've never understood the whole spring forward, fall back thing because to me, it sounds just as like it makes just as much sense to say spring back, fall forward. Like you can fall forward, you can spring back. Like how's this work?
I mean, fall back makes sense. It's like a trust fall, except when you trust the fall and you fall back, then it gets dark at like 5 o'clock and it fucking sucks. So it's like,
or you can fall forward into fall, into darkness.
Then you fall flat on your face and you wake up,
and then you can spring back into more daylight, right? Like it doesn't make any sense.
No, you're right, John. Daylight savings time doesn't make any fucking sense. We need to get rid of it. But until we do, I'm using it as the basis for a prequel-based theme for the next episode.
This year, Florida didn't try to get rid of it. They tried to stay in it forever.
God damn it, I'm so tired of that. Did that pass? We should have passed it.
You passed it, but Congress said no.
God damn it. I just want to not have to change my clocks this weekend. That's all I want.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So stupid.
Yeah, people are stupid. So thank you very much, speaking of stupid people, for watching along live with us. We're not usually live on Thursdays. We're live on Wednesdays, and you should hang out with us every Wednesday, live 9 p.m. Eastern, twitch.tv/GameThatTune, youtube.com/GameThatTune, facebook.com/GameThatTune. Join us in our Discord channel for some fantastic chat. You can hang out and you can talk with John Regan's dad. It's just the best thing you can possibly do on a Wednesday night. So thank you for everybody who is live with us, whenever we do Game That Tune. Thank you to everybody listening in podcast form. We come out Wednesday mornings. We're in iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts, and we appreciate you listening. Thanks to everybody that goes over to patreon.com/GameThatTune and checks us out. We got a lot of fun stuff going on over at patreon.com/GameThatTune. We got mixtapes. We just released a spooky Halloween themed mixtapes. Sometimes we do GTT gems, even though we're a couple of months behind on that. But we got some fun stuff in the works. We got awesome video game movie commentaries coming up. We're going to do live streaming. We're going to be doing a commentary of the Super Mario Brothers movie, and we'll release it as a commentary track for you to, I don't know, I guess download and listen to as a podcast while you watch the Super Mario Brothers movie. It's the first of many video game movie commentaries that we're going to be doing thanks to patreon.com/GameThatTune. So head over there, throw us a couple of bucks. We'd appreciate it. It helps us keep the lights on. Special thanks to our super fan tier producers, Alex Messenger and Lance Revere. You guys are fantastic, and we appreciate the support for the show. Thank you to our requester tonight, Carlos. He hit us with his request in our Discord channel, but you can also hit us with requests, gamethattune@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter @gamethattune. We love taking your requests. You can also find us individually on Twitter. And just chat with us about anything, video game, music, whatever. Jacksonville Jaguars football for me, fucking computer programming for John, wrestling for Jesse, fucking cartoon stuff for David. We like to hang out with you guys and talk. So find us on Twitter. I'm there at JGangsta187. You can find John Regan on Twitter at
JP Regan JR.
You can find David Fleming on Twitter at
DFT Fleming.
And you can find Jesse Moore on Twitter at
Sega_legend.
Hell yeah, you can. So, yeah, that's the show for tonight. Going out with my bonus tunes. It's from the ultimate prequel in one of my favorite series. It's Skyward Sword, the very first Zelda game in that very serious and official Zelda timeline. It's the Ballad of the Goddess from Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. So thanks for listening. Peace out, everybody. Mario Kart Arcade GP is copyright 2005 Namco Limited. Rising Thunder is copyright 2015 Radiant Entertainment. Mighty Switch Force is copyright 2011 WayForward Technologies. Robot Alchemic Drive is copyright 2002 Enix Corporation. Mega Man is copyright 1987 Capcom Company Limited.